Hoi folks, good morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Sean, aka Uncle Frogface, and welcome to the video. So today I'm very excited to be sharing the process with you for book cover design, and it's extra special for me because this is the cover for my book which has just been released. I'll go into some more details in a minute, but first of all let's just talk about what you need to do for book design. Obviously it's more of a graphic process, so you want to have a good idea of what the book is about and communicate with your author or publisher and see what kind of things they want included on the title. Once you've got all that information, then you can go into thumbnailing, and for me thumbnailing is a traditional activity. So I use this, which is just a big sketchboard, A3 sketchboard. This is just standard A4 printer paper, really disposable. I have this big chunky Koh-i-Noor clutch pencil, which if you don't know what a clutch pencil is, it's like a mechanical pencil but it holds a lead inside, so that you have these little teeth on the end and they literally clutch the lead in place. I use the nice chunky one because it's really good for big expressive lines. I do have, here's a slightly smaller one, and this is what people might be more familiar with. It's just a mechanical pencil, it's a Pentel, it's to a Koh-i-Noor, but these are my favourite pencils. So once I have my initial thumbnails on paper, that's when I can go into digital and start refining my ideas and just trying out a few things. So let's head on over. I'm using Procreate again this time, and I'll talk you through the process there. So I'm not going to go into too much detail with this. The canvas is set up to the size of the actual book cover, which I think is 5 by 8 inches. And I've just popped in here where I want the title to be and my name at the bottom eventually. And I'm just going through re-sketching out some of the thumbnail designs that I already had. And then I settle on the design by combining a couple of elements together. And then the rest of this process really is just refining. I have a lot of fun playing with colours at the end and trying to get something right for me. At one point I knew the colours weren't working, so I took a break and I came back and just adjusted some of the levels and the hue and saturation and played around with some different colour combinations. So last year I wrote and illustrated a book called Horrible Rhymes for Terrible People. It's my take on some classic British nursery rhymes. I looked at their origins, turned them into horror versions, rewrote them and then illustrated them, and I self-published that through Amazon. I learnt a lot about self-publishing, a lot about the creative process for writing, and I really enjoyed it. Earlier this year I wrote a short story that again I really enjoyed. I did NaNoWriMo last year, which is a project on the back burner that I might return to. But after I'd written the short story, I thought, oh, I've got this idea, this might work, and this other idea might work. And I had all of these short ideas that I'd put onto a file that I could come back to later and refine into more polished stories. So that's what this first book is. It's called Tales from the Flesh Oracle. The first story is called The Flesh Oracle, and it's really my exploration of horror and the slightly twisted and bizarre, and this will be the first volume in a series. So I'm currently working on the next issue, and it's something that I've just fallen in love with. It's now published and available, and I will share links to that at the end. But as you can see, this cover is now done and finished, and let's see what the finished design finally looks like. So there you have it. We've gone from concept to design to a finished product. So you can see here it actually says not for resale, but that's because this is my author proof copy. So I was self-published through Amazon KDP, and when this arrived I really liked it, but I thought actually not too keen on the matte cover. You can see fingerprints show up a lot on there. So it's now available with a glossy cover, which I think looks amazing. If you'd like to buy a copy, I will leave links down below for this book and my last book as well. But I really hope you enjoy them. I hope you've learned something from today's video. Until next time, see you later. Goodbye.